We played the soundbite a couple days ago, and it is indicative of, MSNBC's bias and so on. But I have to say, Glenn, I'm really troubled by the rhetoric coming out of that news organization, in quotes. I'm like quotes now, and people like Joy Reid. And I saw you tweet about this, and I'd love to discuss it with you, but just to tee it up for the audience, what she said on TikTok is just an example of the kind of stuff she says every night on her show. I could play you a long soundbite where she says all this same stuff. And it occurs to me that this person is a raging racist, and has been given a total pass on it, I guess, because her racism is against white people. Here's Joy Reid on her TikTok.
It's Kyle Rittenhouse trial. It reminded a lot of people of something, I just can't remember what it was. Oh, the Brett Kavanaugh hearings, in which Brett Kavanaugh, who had been accused by a high school friend of committing sexual abuse of her, cried his way through the hearings to make him a permanent member and Associate Justice of the United States Supreme Court. And his tears turned out to be more powerful than the tears of Christine Blasey Ford, which were the tears of an alleged victim. But in America, there's a thing about both white vigilantism and white tears, particularly male white tears. Really white tears in general, because that's what Karens are, right? They Karen out, and then as soon as they get caught, it's like, Green Waterworks. White men can get away with that too. And it has the same effect. Even as the right tries to politicize the idea that masculinity is being robbed from American men by multiculturalism and wokeism, they still want to be able to have their tears.
I'm sorry, but that is just so disgusting. She has no heart. She's just full of rage. Your thoughts?
Well, I mean, first of all, it's interesting. My personal history with Joy Reid goes back a lot longer than most people's. Before anyone really knew who she was, when she was a columnist at the Miami Herald, she was actually one of the leading people demanding that the FBI and Department of Justice under Obama prosecute and arrest me for the reporting that I was doing on the Edward Snowden case. Because she used to be a campaign aide for President Obama in 2008. She worked for his campaign, and she never really grew out of that role. That's still what she is. And it was never, kind of like a academic argument about whether it was vicious. It was like he belongs rotting in a prison alongside Edward Snowden. And then there was also a controversy where Chelsea Manning, who people may not remember, when she was first arrested as WikiLeaks source, was put into this like extremely harsh prison condition, like 23 and a half hours a day of solitary confinement. It was designed to break her down. I was actually the one who broke the story. And Joy Reid was the one who was coming out and saying like, oh, boo-hoo, Chelsea Manning wants a little blankie. Obviously Chelsea Manning's a controversial figure. Lots of people think she should be in jail. But the lack, the cruelty and the lack of empathy was evident to me all the way back then. And then obviously she had, the next 6 or 7 years of writing extremely bigoted blog posts, outright hatred for any gay man, lesbian, trans person, and actually would attack Chelsea Manning, claiming that it was her, sickness about being a trans person that caused her to leak those documents. So I've known this about Joy Reid forever, since way before MSNBC decided to elevate her. And that kind of clip that you just played, which is, as you said, extremely exemplary, extremely illustrative of the sort of discourse in which she frequently engages, is the kind of stuff that you would hear like at a KKK rally in the 1950s about talking about a group of people with complete contempt based on nothing other than their skin color.
Their skin color. It's amazing that they allow it to happen. Something's deeply wrong with our media these days. It's disgusting.